Gina, thank you. This is a very important subject this morning, bath salts and spice. Maybe it doesn't sound like a bad thing, but if you have teens, you better be aware of them, because as we get closer and closer to prom season, graduation, use of these unusually named drugs tend to increase. And Dr. Ravi from the Journey Healthing Centers joins us this morning to talk about these drugs, and you are an addiction specialist, so thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Can we just show what you have here?
Sure.
One of our producers got her hands on this, and it's called 8 Balls, and this is a bath salt, right?
It is bath salts.
And the thing that's so interesting about this, if we can take a close-up shot on the front, is this little the sticker, and it says 8 balls, but there's also like beach balls on the front. So obviously you're targeting to kids here, making it seem like it's an innocent thing, but it's not, is it?
It's not at all. I mean, you know, everyone thinks they can get away with it because you can't test for it on drug tests, but what we're seeing is that it is very, very dangerous indeed for our kids.
So what is this similar to that we would all know or heard of?
Cocaine.
Like
cocaine would be one thing, although unlike cocaine, people are experiencing hallucinations, you know, significant organ side effects that you don't typically see with the cocaines of the world. So it's a mixture of chemicals.
Wow. How do they? You say they spray on. Well, the spice is the other thing we're talking about. That's more like a synthetic marijuana.
Yes, yes. Spice is a synthetic marijuana. It's an herbal blend that they spray chemicals on. And
that just sounds bad already to me.
Yeah, exactly. And also, both of them, as you'll note on the packaging, not for human consumption yet. Kids are walking right into the store, getting sold this stuff, and ending up in emergency rooms.
And it's pretty cheap to get their hands on it, right?
It is, between $30 and $50, depending on whether you want the bath salts or the spice.
What's the danger in these things?
Well, I mean, what we're seeing, you know, in the emergency rooms, in the hospitals, and certainly at Journey Healing Centers where I work is paranoia, hallucinations, heart rate in excess of 200, very high blood pressure, and frank psychosis, quite frankly. And these are young kids that should not be psychotic.
Is this stuff addictive?
Absolutely, and we're actually finding with more and more cases that we're seeing, there's actually some withdrawal with it as well. So you can get addicted to it, and you can have some withdrawal from it.
All right, so what do you want to tell parents out there? I'm sure that they have to have conversations with their kids. If
your kids are getting allowances, I think that it's even more critical than perhaps it used to be to make sure that you know where that money is going. Do they have access to the corner store? Can you trace them going to head shops and smoke shops and getting their hands on this? Unfortunately, we're seeing more and more of this in our high schools. So do you know who your kids are hanging out with? Are you working with other parents to make sure that when they are together, they're not spending their time getting their hands on these kinds of things, using them, and ending up in the emergency rooms? And
you can buy this stuff anywhere?
You can buy it at a lot of smoke shops. I mean, of course, with the DEA pressure, less people are carrying it. You have to ask for it by name, but you can still get it pretty easily.
And if parents maybe suspect something with their kids, they're not exactly sure, because let's face it, I mean, things like this pop up all the time. We don't know what it is. Can they call you?
They can absolutely call me. They can call their local poison control centers. They can call their local emergency rooms, and we'll be happy to point them in the right direction.
Well, thank you for the tips this morning, Dr. Ravi. We really appreciate it, and hopefully it'll help some folks out there.
My pleasure. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good
talking to you. Let's check.